Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and I hope you're all doing completely amazing. How are you? I really hope you guys are doing well, and today's video is going to be the last installment, unfortunately, to this Geisha series that I've been working on for the last few weeks. I don't know if it's going to be the end of it completely. I'm sure I'm going to do more in the future. Let me know what you guys think of it down below and if I should do more. I'm definitely thinking I will. Oh, sorry, I'm I'm actually recording this in the same room. We have like a bunny rabbit and he's like partying in his little thing. So you might hear a little bit of noise or whatever. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing more in the future. I really liked doing it. However, after 3, I'm getting kind of burnt out. Not like burnt out, but like, you know, I'm kind of getting not bored. I don't know. I don't know how to word it, but like, you know, I'm ready to change it up a little bit and to do something a little bit different to keep me like inspired and going and stuff. So I'm going to take a break for a little bit from the geisha type stuff, and maybe when I get back to it, I'll be better and I can do even better pieces. But this is the last one. And this is actually my favorite one in the series, you guys. I'm completely obsessed with how this painting turned out. Let me know down below in the comment section as well, which of the 3 geishas I've done so far, which one is your favorite? I'm really curious to know, because the purple one is my favorite, and I won't be offended if you don't say the purple one. But it was really fun working on them. And, you know, my goal was that for each painting, I would improve upon the last one, make a set that would look good together, and then also make characters that look somewhat different. And I really think I did all of that, if not most of it, but like, I'm pretty sure I did all of it. Like when I made the pink one, she was my absolute favorite, you know? And then I made the green one, and then the green one was my absolute favorite. And I was like, ooh, I'm at my prime. This is awesome. I love this. And then I made the purple one, and now the purple one's my favorite. And the purple one, I think, is the best one like technique-wise. Like, I feel like my rendering in the purple one is probably the smoothest and the best. But you know, they all look good together, and they all have the same background, and they look like a set, which is awesome, and that was my other goal. And then they each look somewhat different. Like, for example, I think my main thing was just trying to do different facial structures, because, you know, I love to explore diversity in my pieces, and I do lots of different funky skin colors and hair, and I do a lot of cool things with them. However, their face structure kind of stays pretty similar. So with the series, especially since they were going to be displayed as a series, I wanted each one to be noticeably a little bit different. So the pink one, I made her have like longer features, you know, and she's more elegant and like long, I guess. And then the green one has rounder, wider features. And then this purple one, I wanted to make more angular. Quack, quack. Hey, sorry. See, now I have my dog and he's in here and he's like not having the bunny. Quack, quack, come here. Come here, bud. Okay, but yeah, the purple one, I wanted to make a little bit more like angular and more like, I don't know, maybe like hexagon, heart-shaped. So, you know, I wanted to do different face shapes for each character, and I think I did that as well. So I'm really proud of this series, and I really hope you guys liked watching the pieces come together. This character in particular also was, okay, so as I said, I feel like my rendering was better with this painting. And I've always loved this artist, but her name is Annie Stagg. And just recently, I've really been into her work. I've really been like studying it and trying to find the brush strokes and stuff and seeing how she did stuff. And she does enchanting pieces, you guys. But her jewelry and the pendants and the crowns that she paints are just gorgeous. And I really wanted to incorporate some of that really highly detailed, smooth, jewel-like items on this geisha. I wanted her to have like the really pretty crown and the choker. And I wanted it to all be very like luxurious, and I really wanted to capture like the light on those different stones and stuff. So I think that's my favorite part of the piece, besides like the actual face and skin and stuff. But overall, it was just a really fun painting. Like, I had so much fun with the darker skin tone, with the highlights, and the highlights stood out so well against the purple skin, as well as, like, you know, the clothing and the jewels. Like, I just had so much fun. I really hope you guys like watching it come together. Every piece in this series was done fully with acrylic paints. I mainly use golden heavy body acrylics, but I will also use student grade paints if I need a certain color or something that I don't have. I haven't really been painting with golden for that long. It's only been a few months, but ever since I've started, I've just completely fallen in love with that brand, and I love it so much. But I also used some Liquitex basics in this piece, especially for the gold background and a few little details here and there, and like the skin and the hair. So I did use a various amount of different acrylic paint brands, but it was all done with acrylics, and this was done also on an 11x14 canvas, just whatever was the cheapest at Michael's, because I don't really care about high quality canvas, I guess. But yeah, that's all I use for the piece. If you're curious, I will put a fully detailed materials list down below in the description with all the colors I used and more specific stuff, I guess. And I will also put updates and the music I'm using. So all that good information will be down below in the description. Of course, if you have any questions whatsoever, specific questions about the materials or the process in general, or anything I haven't answered, put them down below in the comment section and I will get back to all of the questions, of course. And yeah, I was going into this video not really knowing what to talk about. So I got on Instagram before I filmed this and I asked people to send me some questions that I could answer, kind of like a mini Q&A. I surprisingly got a lot of questions, so I'm just gonna pick, again, like 3 or 4 of the simpler ones and go through. And I didn't write down who sent what, but at the end of the video, I'll try to put it down in the description who asked what question, because everyone who sent me a question is completely the greatest, and you should all check them out. But I just made a quick list of different questions I can answer. And again, they're all pretty easy, but they're kind of interesting. So I'll just start at the first one. So I pulled up like 3 or 4. Some of them were a little too detailed to be covered in just this quick video. And they could be like questions that could cover a whole video, you know? But I tried to pick ones that would be kind of easy and kind of fun to answer, just as this piece kind of gets finished. And I really hope it's interesting to watch. I definitely want to do in the future more camera angles and real-time stuff, but for now, this is what I did. So I hope it's fun to watch come together, and let me get into the questions. I'm going to try to remember them from the top of my head. I did have a list, but I deleted the list because I thought I wouldn't need it. And now I'm regretting that. But I'm just going to try to remember them and answer what I can. So yeah. Okay, so question 1 from my memory was what time do I like to paint? Like, what's the best type of day, or what time of day do I like to paint the most? And my answer to that is I'm a pretty scatterbrained person during the day, you know? Like, I'll be doing something and then I'll think of another project and I'll go work on that project, and then I'll get a YouTube notification, and the next thing you know, I've lost like an hour to YouTube or Netflix or a puppy. Like, I don't know, I do a lot of things during the day. So sometimes it's hard for me to sit down and really have a lot of time to paint. Especially if I want to go out somewhere or hang out with family, you know, there's a lot I want to do. Sometimes during the day, I can kind of lose focus with art. And I like to paint at night, you know, I like to paint in the evening and in the later hours because there's not as much happening, and I can really kind of just fall into that art trance that I have to be in to just crank out work, you know? And I can paint anytime. I love painting. I'll paint all day, any day, as long as I don't have a lot of other things going on. I love painting, and I will paint during the day, but I think my favorite time is just at night, just because, again, there's less going on, and I can really just have time to myself to really get work done, you know? And also, I can't really paint if there's a lot of quiet. Like, I need to have music on or a podcast or something. I usually don't do like a show or a movie because I can't follow it, and then if I can't watch it, it's like confusing, you know? But podcasts are like my favorite thing in the world, and I love listening to music. And actually, segueing into the next question, the next question is, what type of music do I listen to, and who do I like? And specifically, I got a question about BTS, and I love BTS. I love K-pop. I haven't been into K-pop for too long, maybe several months, but BTS is by far my favorite group, especially for a boy group. I just freaking love BTS. I feel like when it comes to other K-pop groups, I can usually figure out my favorite member, and I have a favorite member, but with BTS, it is so freaking hard to pick a favorite. I swear I cannot. I feel like vocal and voice-wise, Jimin's my favorite, like, because I really like higher pitched, more melodic voices, especially when it comes to a boy group. So I think he's my favorite, but it's so hard. It's so hard. They're so freaking good. And J-Hope's like little mixtape just came out, and it's so good, and I just can't. They're amazing. I also like Red Velvet and 21, and I like a bunch of other K-pop groups. So if you have any K-pop groups you think I might not know about and would like, leave them down below and I will check them out. Other music I like alternative music, so lots of harps and weird instruments. I like Florence+the Machine. She was like my favorite artist, and she still is like my favorite singer ever. Lana Del Rey is amazing. Of Monsters and Men, Borns, Aurora. Like, there are a lot of really cool indie alternative artists I like. But then I also really like electronic, funky, synthy music. So very chill music. I like Purity Ring. They're amazing. Above and Beyond is outstanding. There's just a lot of music I like. I like a pretty broad spectrum of music, as long as it's not like country, but I can pretty much get down with anything. So if you have any fun music suggestions, leave them down below and I will check those out as well. And I'll put my own little list of music, you know, in the description, and you guys can check it out and see if you like any of what I listen to. And then I'm gonna answer one more question. Again, like, time goes fast when I'm answering these because I lose track of it and then I ramble. But I'll answer one more, the one that I remember. And this one is one that could be covered in its whole own video, but I'll just answer it kind of briefly really quick. But it was, how did I develop my art style? And a lot of people have a similar art style as me, like this fantasy genre, and everyone paints and draws girls, which is kind of annoying because, like, I've always loved doing it. So when I got on Instagram and realized how popular it was, I was kind of like, oh, okay, that sucks. But you know, I've always loved it. So part of my style comes from just me always being passionate about fantasy stuff. I've always been into fantasy and reading fantasy books and playing fantasy games, and you know, World of Warcraft was a massive inspiration for me when I was younger. Like, I've always been into that very magical, mythological genre. So that really contributed to my style because my characters have to look magical and whimsical and elf-like. But then also, like, when I got on Instagram and I discovered social media a few years back, I was completely opened up to a whole world of just amazing creators. And I think the best part about like making your own art style is that there's so many amazing artists making stuff that you can just kind of learn from them and incorporate parts of styles that you like into your own style and kind of make this Frankenstein like style for yourself. So I really just did it just from what I'm passionate about and what I like. But then also, of course, I'm influenced by other artists on Instagram and around me. Big artists that I draw inspiration from are like Tanya Shatsova. Her colors are amazing. Again, Annie Stegg's technical, like, freaking abilities are just insane. I was like Camila De Rico, Saku M's, like, I have a whole list. So I totally just recommend, like, getting on Instagram, exploring Instagram, finding art that you personally feel drawn to, and match it to your own personal interests. So I think that answered it. Again, I'll do a whole video on that. I think that would be a fun video idea. And I think I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope you liked watching this acrylic painting come together. Again, I had so much fun doing it. Let me know what you think of this series, who your favorite geisha is, what type of music you like. And I will see you all in the next one. I love you all so freaking much. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel and watching this entire video, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys!